Well, hello everyone, and welcome. Welcome to Educational Moments with Dr. Naita. And guess what? I have another awesome show planned tonight. Man, let me tell you, I have some incredible guests tonight, and they are some of our finest educators in the nation. So look, if you have questions about what's going on in the school system, how can I help as a parent? If you are a student that's in K-12 or in college and you have questions and you need to know, how do I talk to my instructor about this or that? Look, this is the episode and this is the show. Hey, take a moment, grab a paper, grab a pencil, grab some paper, grab a pencil, and share this link, and let's get started. All righty. So now you had time to share the link. So look, it's time. Let me introduce you to some phenomenal people. Come on in here, Miss Wanda. Yay! We have and if you were with me at the beginning when I first started this show, then you know Miss Wanda is one of our finest elementary educators in the nation. Okay,
Thank
we can
you.
stand her up against any elementary school educator, and I'm telling you, she is head and shoulders above the rest. So she is phenomenal, and she is here. How are you doing this evening, Miss
I,
Wanda?
I am blessed. Thank you. That is just so awesome. Thank you for having me back again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are awesome.
Absolutely.
And I love
Oh,
this
thank you.
platform. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I have a surprise for you.
Uh-oh.
I want you to meet somebody. He is just one of my favorite math instructors of all subjects, math. If you don't like math, he is the person you need to talk to because he will make you enjoy the art of math. So I'm going to bring in an extraordinary college instructor. He is none other than Professor Lee Seltzer. Come on in here, Lee. Woo! It's good to see you,
How's it going? How y'all doing? Great to be here.
sir.
Thank you.
Great,
Thank you.
great. Let me see. I want to make it. Okay, let's do it
Hello,
like that.
Professor Lee.
Hello. How are you doing
Math.
today?
Love it.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So look, we're going to jump right in, and we started the school year with such uncertainty.
Mhm.
We just didn't know, there was, and the thing about it is that so many schools around the nation didn't return to the classrooms. So you all are in different arenas. I want to talk about your experience this year so far, this academic year so far. When we started this school year, first, when we go around, if you first let me know, are you teaching face to face? Are you virtual? Start with that. And then, did it start as strong as you had hoped it would? Miss Wanda, you can go first.
Okay, so again, thank you very much for having me again on this awesome platform. And I am an elementary school teacher in Jacksonville, Florida. I am teaching first grade and I am teaching face to face. And I have 19 students at the moment. I started out with 16 and now I have 19 students at the moment. And it is definitely a different and different is not necessarily bad,
Right.
but it's different. And so my 19 students are awesome. They comply with their face mask and their
Mhm.
shields every day. And it's awesome. It's
Was that a
awesome.
struggle? Was that a struggle?
Actually, believe it or not, it was not. I'm a pretty old school teacher. So
Mhm.
when you cross the, line into Miss Langford's classroom, these are the
Mhm.
rules and you're going to have to follow them. I had
Okay.
one student that challenged me a lot because she wanted to play in her hair but other than that, no, it's really remarkable that these first graders are keeping their mask on, and they understand the significance of the safety that we are trying to instill in the classroom, because they're in the classroom with me all day. They eat breakfast with me, they eat lunch with me. We don't have a lot of movement. So it's good. It's been good. It's been very good.
Okay, very good, very good. Thank you, Professor Lee. Talk to us.
Hello.
What tell us about, where are you? Are you face to face? Are you virtual? What are you doing these days?
Originally, I was face to face, of course, back in January, February, somewhere in there. I was originally a face to face mathematics instructor, but of course, global pandemic comes along and has everyone on edge. So right now I'm doing everything online. So some of the classes are what we call pure online, which means that everything is done online. I come every now and then to assist about once a week to help the students as needed. And then I also teach classes that are what we call live online, which means that if I were meeting them face to face from 2 to 3, online I would meet them face to face 2 to 3, and so I have them to cut on their videos and show me their faces, and I show them mine. And I have my little board behind me, and I work out problems, and I have PowerPoints and videos, and there's anything I can think of to supplement the mathematical education. And so I am a college professor, but I also say that I am a middle school teacher, math teacher, as well as, well, we're going to say math and science, and also a high school math and science teacher, because I have a middle school child and a high school child. My son is taking calculus, and he took physics. He passed that in his junior. He's a senior now, so now I'm helping him with calculus, and he's doing very well. And my daughter, she may be a math professor like me, because I haven't helped her with math in weeks and months, because she's doing very well by herself.
Awesome.
That is awesome. That's a whole nother level from where I'm at. I'm doing one+1.
Complete different spectrum. Let me just make sure because I have one more guest that we're expecting to come in. All righty. So, do you think that you were better prepared in the fall than you were in March, when the whole nation transitioned over to virtual? Are you better prepared now? But you know what? Before I even ask that question, I know many schools that after the Thanksgiving holiday, they're going virtual. Is that occurring in the K-12 system, Ms. Lankf?
That's not anything that's happening in our county. Today we were virtual because of the storm. I have not heard. I think that we are doing well face to face. Don't always believe what the media might be saying, or some teachers that are not enjoying their job possibly. But it has been going well. Like I said, it's different. But it's not necessarily bad. It's just different. And you know how we get used to a routine. And I definitely feel that spring prepared me to be better today, because we had to go virtual just like that. We were told yesterday at 6 o'clock, you're going virtual today. And,
right.
And it went very well, considering now I have first graders. So their parents have to be active, because kids can't get on the computer by themselves. That's been a challenge in the classroom. They cannot log in the 5 laptops that I have. They have no idea how to log in.
Wow. That is incredible. That is incredible.
That has been a challenge.
Yes, it sounds like it. It sounds like it. So, Professor Lee, back in January, February, you were a face-to-face instructor. Today, you're 100% online in some format, either live online or just traditional online. Were you better prepared in August than you were in March?
So much more prepared in August. Oh my goodness. That April and May was like, help, someone help me. Throw me a lifeline, because it was funny, because right after spring break, that's when everything hit, like around the middle of March or so. So the week of spring break, like I said, my son is a senior, so we were driving around to different colleges around the nation. We went to North Carolina A&T. We drove to University of Alabama in Huntsville. So we were just driving around to about 2 or 3 different states, so he could, figure out what college he wants to attend. And so on the way back, we're thinking, okay, we get back home on Saturday, the kids go back to school Monday, I go back to work Monday, and I was said, no one going back. And so I'm like, what's going on? And so it was an eye opener. The good thing about where I work is that everyone's very supportive. I have a supportive family. My wife is a nurse, so she was very supportive. And when August hit, because I had the summer classes online, and because I had the second half of the spring classes online, it definitely prepared me for August, as far as how are you going to present the material, what are you going to do with videos, how are you going to be compassionate and sensitive to the students' needs, knowing that they're going through medical things. Some of their family may be sick, some friends may be sick, they may be sick.
That's true.
So you have to be understanding and caring enough to know that could have been you, and that they're people and we are people, and together we have to be there for each other. I can't be you didn't show up for my video online, so I'm going to give you an F. You can't be like that. You have to say, okay, so what's going on? Is there anything that I can do to assist you? Is there a department that I can put you in contact with to help you with those situations that I can't help you with? So just being caring to understand, and just understanding that love is the greatest gift.
Oh my God. I love that. I love that because all people, not just your age and my age, everyone is in some kind of place right now.
That's right.
And extending grace is so phenomenal. And I love to hear when teachers say, I'm just changing it. That's why I keep saying it's different. It's not necessarily bad. It's different.
That's right.
Yeah, your expectations are still great.
Yes.
However, the way you're responding to how the kids are responding, we as the people in their space have to really show that grace and show the love and let them know that they're in a safe place with us.
That's right.
Yes, beautiful. I love it. When I remember at the end of summer, I heard so many parents, and they were just so afraid to send their kids back to school, and what was the new school year going to be like. College students their parents were afraid. When you look at the statistics and all the students that chose not to return to school in the fall, college in the fall, because of their horrific experiences they had with transitioning to online in the spring. But I kept saying, no, the instructors have had time to train. They've had time to prepare. And you all are living examples that, you guys did. You took advantage of that time to train. You learned some new techniques. You learned some new things so that you could take this different experience and make it meaningful for everybody involved, because I think we all have some great resume fillers, I survived COVID, what did you do, on your resume, survived COVID, transition during COVID.
Survived,
mentally and physically, yes.
So this semester so far, I don't care how much you train or how much you prepare, how much you plan, things still happen that you just did not see coming. Is there anything funny or anything serious that has happened this semester that you didn't see that one coming? Anybody?
Well, I have a small one. It's kind of funny.
Okay.
So because we're online now, I'm teaching math online, and I've learned so much from April to now. I have a even more of a greater appreciation for online classes and students that take online, because initially I was a face-to-face type professor.
Yes,
if you teach an online class, I will, but my passion is in that classroom, in the student's face. Hey, pull out your laptop, pull out your book. Let me see where you are. Do you need help? Let me sit right next to you and help you. But now being thrown into the okay, stay away, 6 feet, social distance. Say hey to them online. It just took a little getting used to. So what I do is I tell my students the way that I take roll. You show up, I turn on your video and turn on your microphone, and then you would say, "Hey, I'm present." I would take roll like that, or they could type in, present. Well, sometimes I give them a little quiz, and I say, "Okay, here's a question." I put a question on the screen, and then they'll have to type the answer in the public chat, so everyone will see what the answer is. I say if it's right or wrong, it's fine. We're just practicing. Not a big deal. We're a family. Okay, we're not. We're just practicing. Well, all of a sudden, I see a girl type in some letters, and I'm like, "You're supposed to be a number," And I'm going, "Wow!" And it didn't even spell words. It was like ABFGH. I'm going, "What is?" And so as I kept looking across the screen, I see this cat walking across her.
Oh God!
The cat would run across the keyboard and then it would run back across it. And I went, the cat is typing her answers in. So it was funny. So I told her to turn the microphone on, and we just started laughing. And she was like, "My cat, she just, I usually give her a lot of attention, and now that I'm in class online, I'm not giving her attention. So she jumps up on the keyboard every now and then and wants to type. So that was so funny to me. I actually saw the cat walk across the street,
That is funny. That's hilarious. That was a good one. What about you, Miss Wanda?
I don't think I have a story that can top that. I have babies that want your undivided attention. I mean, even when we are outside on the playground, we are allowed to go out for 20 minutes. They want you to watch them kick the ball. Did you see me draw that heart with the chalk? Did you see me catch the ball? Miss Lankf, did you see? Miss Lankf, did you see that butterfly fly by? Miss Lankf. I mean, so I don't know. It's just funny every day to me because they are truly just needy people. They're just little people that are trying to learn this world. Even though we are face to face, the expectations are still there to get the lesson. And so but they're just funny. Every day they're funny and they're very sweet to me. They always ask me, "Mrs. Langford, how was it at your home this morning?"
Oh, okay. Well, that's very nice.
It is the sweetest thing. And then at lunch, because they eat lunch in the classroom with me, I always put something on Bernstein Bears, author, something where they're going to kind of get a little lesson in the little 25 minutes, 30-minute lunch. And they're like, "Mrs. Langford, we really appreciate that you do that for us." Like they're sweet, they're very sweet kids. Very,
Wow.
very it's going very well. I can tell you, I do see a decline in their writing skills. And I'm not sure if it's because we were virtual for the spring and maybe kids just kind of got away from getting a pencil or pen or crayon. Their writing skills have really suffered because we do a big unit in writing, and I've seen that decline, that they've lost a lot of that skill. So I'm sort of having to pull back and revisit some of the kindergarten standards in writing. But
I'm jotting that down as a banner. Elementary parents, give your kids
a pencil, a crayon.
Yes.
Don't.
What
in
am I
this
saying?
world of technology, we can lose that skill.
Wow.
I was just thinking the other day, it's Thanksgiving, and I love to send out Thanksgiving cards to some of my girlfriends and their families. And I was thinking, oh, well, it's so easy now to just send a little Happy Thanksgiving Bitmoji. And so you lose that touch of the writing skill, and you just lose that personal touch of people getting a piece of mail in the mailbox. Technology is awesome. However, we shouldn't get away from those basic skills that we all need to still hone in. Because you got to sign that check.
Yeah.
I don't care how old you are.
An X will not do.
Yeah, you're gonna have to sign the check.
Yeah.
I would like to jump in and piggyback off of what you just said about the basics. A lot of times I get parents that need me to help their child with math, whether it be on the collegiate level, high school, middle, elementary, you know. And the first thing that a lot of them say is that it's been so long since I've taken math, I don't know how to help my child.
Mhm.
And so my response to that is, and this goes from probably third or fourth grade all the way through first year college. Go to the dollar store. I don't care if it's Dollar Tree or Dollar General.
Mhm.
Spend $1 to $2 on a pack of timetable cards, a pack of
Right.
kinetic subtraction cards. Go over those cards with your child,
Mhm.
multiple times per week. I guarantee you will see a difference.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking about around third or fourth grade is when students a lot of times first see timetables. Okay. And so if you're going through those timetables with those kids, number one, you will start to remember yours. They
Mhm.
will start to really know theirs. And so by knowing how to multiply, that's going to help with division. That's going to help with reducing fractions. That's going to help with rounding decimals, just knowing their timetables. And so that's something that every parent can do, whether you know yours or not.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And we see that at the college level where you have students in college
Yes.
and they don't know their timetables,
Timetables,
you
yeah.
know.
And that's
So
huge.
yeah,
I
that's
love the
major.
idea. I love
Yes.
the idea of the
Absolutely.
flashcards because
Mhm.
I think the way you practice is how you're going to perform.
That's
And
right.
flashcards is straight up practice, and it's
Practice.
Mhm.
sort of old school.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to get back to that. And I often, to piggyback on what you said about parents saying that they can't help, I
Mm-hmm.
actually get that in math, in first grade and second grade math as well,
Mm.
because we teach it differently than how you and I learned. And
Right.
I often say to my parents, do it the way you learned it as a child. And if your child can explain to me what their place values are, the basic, the number 26, that this is not two, that is actually two units of tens and
Mm.
ones, then it's okay. But I often say the way you practice is the way you're going to perform. And so
Mhm.
flashcards is awesome, awesome, awesome. Awesome,
Awesome.
awesome, awesome.
Awesome. I put that in there too. I'm trying to see what I'm doing. I'm on Facebook and I'm trying to see any comments. So I see comments from your beautiful wife, Miss Sheila.
Hey, sweetie.
And okay, and everyone's saying, "Oh, the babies are so sweet," and they're referring to your story, Miss
Mhm.
Oh,
Wanda. All right,
yeah.
very good. So let me, for those who are outside of the state of Florida and they're watching, they may not be aware that throughout the state, we went back to school in August,
Mm.
in some
Yep.
form or another,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
whether it was, K-12, they went back to school, and the universities and colleges and universities, they were online, and some still had face-to-face classes. So I'll speak from the university perspective, and as a parent of a university student that in Florida, that most of her classes were online, but she did have one face-to-face class. She does have one face-to-face class. And but after Thanksgiving, then it will go 100% virtual. Okay. And that
Mm.
makes sense because, the kids are going home for Thanksgiving, and, they'll be with family and, being exposed to things, and the college doesn't want, and that's just not that college, is throughout,
Right.
they don't want the kids coming back, and exposing other students to
Mhm.
something they may have picked up in their own homes or home cities. So my question to you is that, how do you feel about that? Do you think that returning to school was in the best interest of students? And this is just your opinion, so it's not right or wrong. It's not political, of course not. Just, do you think it was in the best interest of students? I have my opinion, but I'll let you go
Yeah.
first. Miss
I'll
Wanda.
start.
Okay.
For me personally, it was in the best interest for me to get
Mm-hmm.
back in the classroom, and
Mm-hmm.
it has been very good for my students,
Mm-hmm.
just to build a relationship. Now, remember, I'm at an elementary level.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important for little people to have friends and to connect and to have
Mm-hmm.
a play date. And so For me, I believe it has been in the best interest.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said earlier, my children are awesome with complying with the rules. I mean, you have to have a temperature check before you walk in the building. You have to have your mask on. They have to wash hands. All of these things also cut into your instruction time because we have to have hand washing sessions. You know, they have to stop and wash hands. There's no community items. They can. I laid out pencils the other day, and I said, if you need a pencil, they all have individual pencil boxes, and they should all have 4 pencils. And I said, if you need a pencil, let me know before our day starts. I have them laid out here, and remember, if you touch it, it's yours. You have to, and
you break, you buy.
and they're just looking. And then I see one kid kind of almost like he's gonna touch all the pencils, and I nearly freak. I'm like, okay. Boys and girls, we cannot get pencils now. Miss Lankf is going to have to get some new pencils out. I got to spray these down. We have to now take a break to wash our hands.
Okay.
So it is in the best interest.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot of work and a lot of planning in order to get that lesson to the full fruition of what you're trying to teach that day.
Wow. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Professor Lee?
I thought about this question a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and the first thing that came to mind is yes, they did the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that I say that is because a lot of time, officials and administrators and things like that, they go by what the data says. What do the numbers show? And the data and the numbers were showing that children under a certain age were not really being affected by COVID, like, you know, the elderly and you know, the ones that have some health issues and things like that. So if you think about it, they took them out of school, you know, around March, April. During the summer, they were thinking about letting them, you know, they stayed home during the summer. And then when school started, they actually let them stay a little bit longer. They still were kind of undecided. Then they finally said, okay, we're going to give them an option of, you know, come to school or not, you know. And even now, some students still haven't been back to school yet. They're still doing it online. So technically, some students have not gone to school since March or April.
Yeah.
So with that said, because the numbers were showing that a lot of kids were not really being affected, you had to have a group of brave students like my kids with N95 masks and all kind of masks, you know, wear your mask, wash your hands, stay away. Okay. They all over the nation. There had to be a group of kids to go in and say, you know, we want to try it. And so they did that. And of course, if the numbers would have shown all these kids are getting sick, then boom, they would have shut the schools down again. So the fact that they let these kids go back to school, and it's been, you know, some months now, and everything it's not perfect, but it's not as bad as we thought it would be. Right. So that's why I say yes, because if we would not have let them go back and say, oh, we'll just let everybody go back in January, and then everyone go back in January, and now it's, you know, all of these things that we didn't even consider that's starting to happen.
Yeah. Right.
You know, then it's a totally different ball game. So I'm glad that there were some brave parents and some brave students to say, you know what, we'll go back and we'll wear our masks and social distance, and we'll see what happens. Right. And think about the teachers. I don't even know if the teachers had a choice of coming back or staying, or you're going to lose your job if you don't go. And I'm talking, so you did have a choice.
Yes, we had a choice. At my school, you had a choice to do face-to-face or do our homeroom. Our principal sent out a survey, and she gave you an option. And then I think she placed you accordingly. Some teachers have health issues. Some teachers have infant babies at home. But we did have a choice, and I just know my energy is so much better in the classroom. Not that I couldn't do it virtually, and I was willing to take the chance and be practice all the safe guidelines and to make an impact in person. And it's been the greatest decision for me.
Right. Well, I think that a lot of parents, you know, made the decision that they thought was best for their kids. And whether they went back or whether they stayed, I applaud them for the agony that they went through to make that decision.
Right.
But from an administrative standpoint, my stand on it is that, we need to open schools safely.
Yes.
Safely.
Yes.
That's the key word, safely.
That's right.
But we need our kids, K-16, we need them back in school.
Yes, we do.
We need them back in school.
Yes, we do.
There are too many kids who need services. Okay,
Yeah.
their child abuse cases have gone down 50%. People didn't just stop beating their kids. People didn't just stop harming, children. No, it's just not being caught. No one's seeing, no one's noticing the signs, because they're not in school.
Right.
So our babies need services. I remember teaching middle school, and how, there were kids who were there who were already at school when we would arrive. We, the teachers, would arrive, because they're there for breakfast, they're there for lunch, and they're there for dinner. They hated spring break. They hated Christmas break, because they did not know where their meals were going to come from, 3 consecutive meals a day. So it was just our kids need services. And then I am deeply concerned. I'm still concerned about those students who were in, biomedic labs and anatomies and, all these key courses that they need for the healthcare profession, for science professions. And they were teaching themselves in the spring. They were teaching themselves. So I'm sure there were gaps and holes, and they're on YouTube trying to figure out how to do things. There are learning gaps. So I'm deeply concerned. So I just wish COVID would just go away.
Yes.
So that we can all get back to school and educate our young people the way they deserve to be educated. Now, that's not to say that, those students who take classes online aren't doing a phenomenal job, but all students don't learn well at platform. I've heard parents talk about they have 2 kids. One transitioned to online beautifully.
Yes.
Another one who has never had an academic issue ever in life is struggling.
Yes.
Yes, so, that's a good point. So it's just always just a challenge. It's just a challenge. So thank you. So how are you approaching the holidays? Do you have any concerns or, with this break for Thanksgiving, the break for Christmas? Yeah.
Before I don't mean to cut you off. I just want to ask Miss Wanda, right?
Yes, Miss Wanda.
Eventually, we're going back to the classroom. Okay. I'm going back to the classroom. It may be January, February. I don't know. I'm thinking probably January. But my question to you is, how do you teach with a mask on?
All day long.
I am not looking forward to that, because you got all up in here and you're trying to
no.
Just 2 and 4. I mean, how do you...
So let me help you get in the mindset.
Okay, get in the mindset.
Got to have that growth mindset. So last time I was on, we talked about our theme at our school, and it is being a game changer. But we focus on the word game, GAME. Goals, attitude, mindset, and endurance.
Okay.
And yes, from a girl who loves to wear lipstick, that doesn't even faze me anymore, because my safety is more important. And I can tell you, I do have to speak louder. And I do reach out some of the kids, because they're like, "Oh, Mrs. Lankford, are you yelling?" And so I have to differentiate to let them know I am not yelling. I just have a mask on. But I'm telling you, when you get comfortable and you know that it is the benefit for you and your students, and when you see that they are all compliant, it is so easy. It truly, wearing the mask, it doesn't even faze me. I'm saving a lot of money with lipstick, I can tell you that.
I need some lip gloss. I know my lips going to get extra dry with those masks on, right?
And that's okay, but you can get a plastic guard. A couple of people have given it to me. They make me uncomfortable. I tend to sweat more with them. It's like a plastic guard where the fabric isn't on your face. But I got a couple of masks from Costco, and I'm not trying to, pump that particular store, but they're called Cool, and they're awesome. I put a little thing inside. I tape it in there.
Wow.
And I think because you love teaching math.
Yes.
you're gonna want to wear that mask because you're gonna see that your students are gonna need your expertise. And it's gonna be so rewarding to be back in that room just to do an elbow. No, we're not hugging,
Yes,
but
yes, no.
they come up and they want to elbow me all the time. And in the middle of me instructing, I'm just like, why are you out your seat? Oh, I just want to say I love
Yeah.
you, you know?
But that social
And to
aspect
me,
is important. Yeah.
yeah, but that's real, y'all. That's these kids,
Yeah.
that's what that's what
Right.
they're needing, that affirmation.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
And
good.
you're gonna be okay with the mask. I
Well,
promise.
thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry for cutting you off, Dr. Nate.
No.
I just had
No,
to.
you're fine.
Hey, we're hanging
No,
out. We're talking like
yes,
friends. This
yes.
is great.
Thank you so
That's
much.
it. We are friends talking. We just all happen to be educators. That's right. So, do you have any concerns about the holidays or kids coming back, not feeling well or anything like that? Or
For me,
students?
the only concern that I have is that my kids are not going to pick up a book and read, and they probably
Mm.
won't get online to do any online learning. And I don't really know what your situation is in your level, but I know for me in elementary, on Monday, you are retraining all over again because they have run amok on the weekends. They've not done anything that you've taught them all week long, and now you have to start reteaching on Monday. So my concern would be that they would just forget that, oh, well, they should have read for 20 minutes a night. Um,
Mhm.
so that's really my concern is really more from the academic standpoint and not the health standpoint. I'm
Mhm.
hoping that parents will do the right thing while they're on vacation and
Mhm.
continue to wear masks and practice social distancing and do the right thing. So that would be my concern. But again, that's from a whole nother elementary
No,
level.
but that's
I'm
wonderful.
trying to
No.
prepare them for his level.
Yes, absolutely. And that's where they started. So
Right.
it's wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for that. Lee, but you're not in the classroom right now, but what about for your family? What are your
A
concerns
lot of
about
concerns. A lot
mhm.
of concerns. I could be here all night. We don't have that kind of time, but I'll just cut to the chase. One of my concerns on the personal level is I have family from Alabama, family from Georgia, family from New Jersey, California, all over the place, and they want to come to Florida for Christmas. I
Oh,
haven't
really?
seen them in forever. I mean, like my dad, my
Mhm.
brother, and I definitely want them to come down. But with the COVID-19 and Florida numbers supposedly going up, and Alabama,
Yeah.
Georgia
Yeah, we're
numbers
at
going up.
12.3%. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like, do you really want to tell your family no? But at the same time, do you really want to tell your family yes?
Right.
So you have to think about your personal family.
Mhm.
Your immediate family.
Mhm.
And you have to make those tough decisions by telling your family, no, this is not a good time for
Mhm.
everyone to come to my house in large numbers for Christmas. I want to see you, but Zoom, Zoom, Zoom. Run back, run back.
Well, I'm gonna need a plate. I'm gonna need a plate from
I
the
know, I
Silver
know.
household.
I got you. I got you. But that's the hardest thing,
Yeah.
trying to tell family yes or tell family no. And you have to think about all of the teachers and the students who are going out of town for Christmas, and they're going to be with
Mhm.
all their cousins and aunties
And them.
and then they come all the way back to Jacksonville, Florida, and they go back into the classrooms, and you mixing all these people back together. I don't know what's going to happen. We just have to pray and hope for the best. But
Right.
in my house, I just have to at some point decide if I'm going to let them come, and then I have to say, hey, come with your COVID testing papers. Let me see your paper that
Let
says
me see
I
your
am
name.
COVID negative. Okay.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
Right.
you just have
Yeah.
to make those tough decisions. And so that's one of the toughest things for me is, telling your family you can come, but I need to see your COVID paper.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
My
we
Go ahead,
usually
Wanda.
do Thanksgiving here, and I have
Mhm.
a huge family. I have 3 sisters and 3 brothers and all of the nieces and nephews, and they come from Miami, Atlanta, South Carolina, Georgia. But the beautiful thing this year is that my family has been phenomenal.
Mhm.
The only person that has said that he really wants to come is
Mhm.
my oldest brother, and he wants to pass through to
Mhm.
go north.
Oh,
And
okay.
so it's beautiful. And I just said to him, okay, as long as you know you're gonna have to have a mask on,
Yes,
you're
definitely.
gonna have to clean hands and put gloves on before you serve Thanksgiving dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're keeping it under 10. We usually have over 30 people,
Yeah.
but it just can't be that way this year. And I'm
Right.
very, very thankful that all of my siblings are deciding that they're going to do Thanksgiving with their own individual families. And
Right.
so that's been
Right.
good. I haven't had the stress that you have
Mhm.
trying to call and say, so my people have been very gracious and have already said to me, all right,
Mhm.
so can you come to Atlanta? And I'm like, no, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's funny. I know as the parent of a university student who lives off campus, she has roommates who aren't involved in sports. They not or work, and she does
Mhm.
both. So, she has to be, so as a parent, I'm like, you got to stay away from people because you're still going to work and you work with little
Yeah.
children,
Right.
and you don't want to be the one to bring COVID to your team,
Right.
And then sure enough, a roommate has tested positive,
What?
this week. So I'm like,
Wow.
2020, you have
I know.
you have
Woo.
done a job on
A
us.
job. You're right. So many
Oh,
different levels.
goodness.
Yeah.
So, are you doing anything new or innovative to connect with your students or support your students?
Um,
You want to go first?
yeah, so for me, we do, it may not be new and innovative, but it's called Blooms. So every week we send home a newsletter.
Mm-hmm.
So now we don't want anything back. We don't want you to send anything back to us, and we really don't want to send any papers home. So
Oh, okay.
we are connecting now through
Okay.
Blooms.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I upload my newsletter there. I upload
Okay.
any information. I can do it from my cell phone. It's basically a communication tool. Um,
Okay.
I don't know if it's free. I think our school is paying for it.
Okay.
And so also on there is grades. You could put like their conduct grade on there.
Mm-hmm.
Parent can see if their kid had a rough week or whatever in school. So it's called Blooms, Blooms. I don't know if it's new. I can't
Mm-hmm.
say that it's innovative, but it cuts down
Sounds good.
on things coming back and forth. It's safety because we don't know if COVID is on products. So
Right.
we aren't anything that we do send home, it is
Mm-hmm.
not come back to school.
Okay.
So
So, would you be able to use Blooms to send out reminders to your students during the holidays saying, did you read today? This is Jennifer.
absolutely,
I miss you. And I was just wondering, did
absolutely.
you read? Would you be
Yes,
able
I
to do that?
definitely will. And that's
Okay.
what's so awesome about Blooms. I've always had a blog.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that's different this year, parents are not allowed to come in the building. And so as a parent,
Ooh. Ooh,
you
for
don't know,
elementary school.
yeah, you
Wow.
don't know what your
That's
child's
hard.
classroom looks like.
I can't
Nothing.
even imagine.
I
So
I
I've
was
know.
been
all up
taking
in there.
pictures
All
of
up in
my
there.
classroom.
I remember
And
that.
yeah, and I've been putting pictures on my blog. And now that I have the Blooms, I could take pictures of things and put it on Blooms. And
Okay.
it allows you to have a walk into our world because
Wow.
elementary, just think about that. You're not allowed in the building. You can't see anything. So
That
as
is traumatic
yes,
for
it is.
parents.
And I'm trying to do the best with opening up the world because I'm first a mom.
Right,
Of two
right.
awesome kids, a 28
Yes,
year
sir.
old son, 26-year-old daughter. So I try to remind myself of what I felt like when they were in elementary school. So
Right. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Professor
yeah.
Lee, what are you doing that's new and innovative?
Well, one thing I have learned is that no matter what you teach, there's always room for improvement.
Right.
Always.
And so I've just been doing professional development seminars and webinars and
Hmm.
how to cope during COVID, how to ease the students' mind during COVID, how to be more flexible with your teaching strategies and still not lose the integrity of the course, and just a whole lot, what type of breathing exercise, well, not that, but I need one like the breathing exercises and how to just cope with what we're going through because students are people. professors are people, parents are people. We're all going through positive things, negative things. We get stressed sometimes. We try to be supportive of friends and family so they won't be so stressed, but at the same time, we need support as well. And so just all of these online professional development. A lot of times I would do professional development in other cities, other universities, which they don't really have that. Everything is online. And so the professional development through my organization and just online virtually, it has really helped me. Some of them take a day to finish, some of them take a whole week or a month, so you just kind of pick and choose. And so if I can help me to get better and give me more tools and techniques to then help me and then help my students, then I think, that's definitely, I wouldn't say it's new because I've always done professional development. I'm just a lot more of it.
Right.
Can I jump in on that calm thing you said? So we do have something new at our school. It's called Calm Classroom. And so it's a 3-minute little breathing exercise, all kinds of different things. I chime a little bell to get them prepared to. And so I love that you're doing professional development, and I love that you are helping them just cope with this. But that is something new and innovative. It's called Calm Classroom, and it's a breathing technique. And some of the times they stand up. I mean, with first graders, it's probably better. I always try to pick the ones where they're sitting. Yeah, it says, put your feet flat on the ground, put your back in the chair, close your eyes. And now we're going to breathe, listen to your breath. It is really, there are some days I'm like, okay, Miss Lankford is calm right about now.
I'm going to
back into that calm office
thing.
That's calm office.
Calm office. I'm going to, I have a faculty meeting on next Thursday. So I think we will have a calm meeting.
Yeah.
We're going to do 3 minutes of calm.
Yes. It's through Duval County Schools because we had to do a professional development training on it. And we had to take a quiz. We had to pass. We have to get certified to teach calm classes.
Oh, I'm Googling that one.
Wow, I am too.
Yeah, so it's definitely Duval County, and my kids love it.
Well, if I need to, can I bring you in as my calm session leader for a few minutes?
Ooh.
Yeah,
I can.
Awesome.
Okay, we're gonna work that out.
Make sure you videotape that part. I want to see that part.
Yeah, because I have a faculty meeting next Thursday, and we are under the gun for some things. So, we have some real serious deadlines, and we're stressing. We need to calm. Yeah, we need calm department, calm classroom, calm life.
Calm life. There you go.
We need it all. Well, before I jump into the last question, I do want to give a shout out to my supporter this week. And that is one of my former students, Lee. His name is Mike Harris, and he is the proud owner operator of Bold City Lawn Service. Nice. And he does commercial and residential lawn services. His name is Mike Harris. You can reach him at info@boldcityls.com, or you can reach him by phone at 904-615-6845. And I have known this young man since he was in the, matter of fact, Lee, you met him a long time. You're like, what? A long time ago when I brought you in to do that math session at Perez Ministries, and 2 of my students came.
Yeah, that was talk about age, girl.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. It was.
I do remember that.
But yeah, he was one of the 2 students that came to that session. And but he is the owner operator of Bold City Lawn Service, and shout out to him because he just received a contract with Chick-fil-A. So yes, he is doing the thing. So I'm so proud of you, Mike. Shout out to you and your gorgeous wife, Terry Ann. So we are just so proud of you as educators. We are always proud of students who go on and are doing exceptional things for the community and for, and in their own personal lives. So last question. And this was a good time we had tonight. What words of encouragement or advice can you offer to students or parents as we're wrapping up either the second 9 weeks for you, Miss Wanda, or we're wrapping up the semester, Professor Lee?
For me, for my students, I would like for them to stay engaged, stay
Okay, stay
working
engaged.
hard,
Okay.
stay in that growth mindset posture of that they can do anything if they set their minds to it. So stay engaged. For me personally, and we need this too, adults on this panel, is to number one, stay prayed up, and self-care for our own,
Yes.
to take that time to just isolate, self-care, exercise, stay, eat right, get enough rest. That's really how I survived. I have survived this first few months at school. It's to just shut off media and go to bed.
Yes. Yes.
So
Self-care.
definitely stay engaged and stay in a good mindset for young folks, for the people, for the children, for the young adults, and for the adults to practice self-care, because we tend to be the nurturers and doing everything for everyone, and then be the last one to serve a plate to ourselves. So
Yes.
practice self-care for parents as well.
Very good. Thank you, Professor Lee.
The first thing I can say is that there's no one size fit all solution to what we're going through. So you just have to be honest with yourself and know that we're going to have masks on for a while. And at the same time, what I want to say to the parents is, if your child, especially if they're in middle school or high school, if they have a problem with a teacher, like, oh, they graded my test wrong, or, they didn't allow me to make up this or make up that, let the child talk to the teacher first. Talk to the teacher first. And if the teacher and the student can't come up with a solution, then bring the parent in. A lot of time parents try to step over the child. I handle this teacher. Let me, the child needs that social growth as well. So it took me a while to get to this place, because I was one of the ones, if my child had an issue, I would be the first one to send the email. But now what I do is have my child to send the email and CC me. And so what happens then is that now the child is in and has the power, and I'm just in the background watching how it all unfolds. And so that gives them that power. And it's a parent that taught me that. And so I'm just passing it on to other parents who were like me many years ago. Oh, what's going on? You did this to my child. I'm going to the school board. Hey, let the child do the email, talk to the teacher, CC you in, and once the teacher actually sees you CC'd in, a lot of times the problem kind of handles itself. And so, and then I end with this, one of my favorite songs by the Winans. Love is an action word. Love is not love until you give it away.
That's right.
And that's it for me.
Very good. You know what?
Awesome.
I'm not even going to try to come after that. I'm just going to say thank you. That was awesome. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you all for joining me tonight. You all were wonderful. I do believe that something was said that will definitely encourage our parents, our students, our kids, and that there were real nuggets that were provided today that people can put in their arsenal and move forward. Parents, remember, for your elementary school students, put pencils and paper back in their hands, okay? Everybody's so busy on technology, put it back in their hands. And the key that Lee said that I really want everyone to remember is that parents, let your students try to resolve the issue first. There's a time and a place for you to come in.
Right. Not in
but let them try to take care of it first. First. I know for my daughter, I used to tell her, okay, I said, you handle it or I'll come up and handle it. I got it.
I would definitely handle it, but no. I'm in the background waiting.
Okay. Just waiting. Come on, bring it. Well, I appreciate you all. Thank you so very much for being here tonight. I love you. I appreciate all that you're doing as colleagues and all that you're doing for young people. So good night and thank you again.
God bless.